tasks. The reason for those tasks is to ensure that you get what you have done during this session. Also, you are also aware that there will be live recordings and it's going to be sent to you. So I want to assure you that for everybody that um that filled the attendance, sorry for that, that filled the attendance. So another thing I'm going to do is that I'm very sorry, we need to restrict sending any other links. Yeah, we need to restrict sending other links apart from the attendance on the group. So do you understand? So every other links, we are going to share them internally in the group so that we don't want anybody to come here and have or probably mistakenly click on links that are not meant to be clicked on. So don't worry, we'll ensure that every links that needs to be clicked on are going to be communicated to you on the main group. But for this particular group or probably training, the only link that will be posted or shared henceforth is only for the registration of these events. Do you understand? So what other thing again is that any question you have, please ensure you ask your trainers. If you cannot ask your trainers, please quickly ask in the group chat. We have people currently on the group chat that are waiting for you. And if you cannot wait or you're having any challenge, just ensure you reach out to us. We are always ready to be able to assist you. So one of the things that I always do before we start anything is just to whet your appetite. Yes, I always like to be able to whet your appetite. I'm not here to tell you the definition of what cyber security or what cloud security really means. I'm only here to welcome you to CyberGs 3.0. Yeah. Somebody said, what if I miss one of the attendance? And then I said, please try your best not to miss any of the attendance. Yes, the reason is because the training itself needs full concentration on. So you need to be there to be able to see what, even if we are going to be looking at the recording. So whenever other people are asking questions, you can be able to also ask your own questions to be able to ensure that you don't miss out anything. Please try your possible best. Give it a good shot to attend from 10 o'clock. We ensure by God's grace, maximum of 2 p.m. we are all done. By 1, I'm very sure we should be done, but maximum of 2 p.m. because of a practical and because of a session, you might decide, some people might decide to wait till 2 p.m. But maximum by 2 p.m. It's supposed to be a 3 hours event, but because of the practicals, it might want to take a longer time because one of the things we told the trainers is that they should ensure that 70% of everyone that is on the call, 70% of them can be able to replicate whatever task that have been done or exercise that have been done in the class. They can be able to replicate it on their own before they go off the call. So thank you very much, everyone. So moving forward, what do you really need to look out for during the course of engagement? I think I remembered during the chat session, I told you that there are basically 5 roadmap to cybersecurity. Please listen to this. If you have the opportunity, you can take a screenshot of this. It's very, very...
Hello, sir. Sorry. Please, has the recording started? Sorry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So there are basically 4 roadmap to cybersecurity. Without this, you don't have anything that has to do with professionalism or expertise or you becoming a champion. So the 4 roadmaps, which I call IRMP is just very simple. The first thing you need to do as a cybersecurity expert is that you need to identify. Number 2 is respond to that particular attack. I said identify the attack, respond to the attack, mitigate the attack. When I say mitigate, I mean quickly ensure that it is being stopped. You know, when you respond, you start looking at the kind of tools and everything. I'm going to show you some other things so that we're going to start the training sessions immediately after now. And the last one is to prevent. When we say prevent, it means that ensure that it does not happen again. So when you stop an attack, the next thing that you need to do is that you do what? You don't allow it to occur again. So for all this parts on the call, for all the people that are just coming up, you know that first thing that you need to understand as a professional is that you need to have a model that guides you. That's the IRMP. IRMP, that is what you are able to identify the attack. At the end of this call also, you are able to respond to any form of attack that has been identified, and you are able to mitigate against that attack that you are currently responding to. When I say mitigate, I mean stop. And lastly, is to be able to ensure that that particular vulnerability or attack does not occur on that particular system again. So this one will guide you as a professional to be able to understand that everything you are going to be doing during the course of these 8 weeks, you will be going through these 4 phases. Now, I later went up to give a very beautiful explanation on what you really need to do in order to be able to use this particular roadmap that I created for you. Yes, don't forget, I said the first phase of that roadmap is to be able to identify that attack. The next one is to be able to respond. The third one is to be able to mitigate. And the last one is to be able to prevent. Now, when you want to identify each of these phases in your roadmap, you need to ask 4 questions. I call them cybersecurity 4 Ws. Cybersecurity 4 Ws. The first W stands for what? The second W stands for why. And the third W stands for when. And the last W stands for where. Let's do it again. The first one is what? What. The second one is what? Why. The third one is what? When. And the last one is what? Where. So the what start for the definition and the scope. That is what threats, risk, or vulnerability that exists in that particular attack or application or probably infrastructure that has been currently attacked. The why also ask the question, that is the purpose and the rationale behind the identity of that particular attack. That is, why is it important to detect those particular vulnerabilities or attacks properly? And the third when, which is the timing and triggers, when you should identify or occur, or when this identification occur, that is, when did you notice this particular attack? And the last W, which is the where, shows that the scope of that particular application, which defines where in the system, that particular system or infrastructure, that particular attack really occur. So you can quickly take a screenshot of this particular IRMP phases that I created. I said the major thing that you are here to do as a cybersecurity professional is just 4 things: to be able to identify that attack, to be able to respond to that attack, to be able to mitigate against that attack, to be able to prevent that particular attack. And I said, in order to be able to ensure these 4 things are being carried out successfully, you need to ask yourself these 4 W questions. And that is what, why, when, and where did this particular attack exist. So just take a screenshot. You can go through it at any point in time. I'm very sure in the next 8 weeks, the consultant are going to do justification from the beginning to the end. That is, they're going to take you from the fundamental, to the intermediate. You might not be able to get to the advanced level, but I can assure you and I can promise you that we are all going to be getting to the intermediate level at the end of the 8 weeks. Thank you very much, everyone. And I will be staying back because we really spent a lot of time. I'll be staying back to be able to listen to our questions, to be able to answer some of our doubts, and to be able to ensure that you all have, I said it, my target or our target as an organization is to ensure that you have a 70% of people on this call. Yes, 70% of people on this call to be able to what? To be able to boldly identify, respond, mitigate, and prevent any form of vulnerabilities that might want to attack, and also to be able to create awareness at the end of the day. So thank you very much. I would like to hand over back to Alberta to be able to bring in the first consultant for today. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful time and welcome to CyberGs 3.0.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Yola, but Priscilla will be the
Yes,
one to
sir.
introduce the first consultant, please. Hello, Priscilla. Hello.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Yola. I'm here, Alberta. Please confirm if you can hear me now, everybody.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So our time is fast spent, and I hope people that were not able to join before are now on the call. So we'd like to introduce Mr. Inioluwa Aborowa. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Like I introduced earlier, is an information security expert. He's also a cybersecurity expert, and he's also into data protection. So let's please make welcome Mr. Inioluwa. Inioluwa, the floor is yours now. You can go ahead.
All right, thank you, Priscilla. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I welcome you all to CyberG 3.0. And there, I've read through the chat box on what our expectation is going to be for this session, and I believe that with God, all things are possible. So give me a minute to share my screen. For a mic check, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear.
All right. Thank you. Give me a minute to share my screen. So this morning, we are going to be looking at an introduction. This is the first day of this training session. So we are going to be looking at an introduction to what cybersecurity is and a general overview of the NIST framework. That's what we are going to be talking about.
Sorry, can you maximize your screen?
Yeah, is it better now?
Yes, it's better.
All right, thank you. We are going to be talking about introduction to cybersecurity and a brief overview of the NIST 2.0 framework. The question is, these days, cybersecurity is a word that cuts across every organization or every facet of our life due to the dependency of we as human beings on technology, on tools to assist and help us manage our activities. But the question comes, what does cybersecurity actually mean? From the word, you can see that cybersecurity is a combination of two words that is being coined into one. That is cyber and security. Now, we need to get an insight into what cyber is and what security is. When we talk about cyber, technically, we are talking about anything that is related to computer, internet, network, or that speaks to the environment. That is what cyber is. And we all know what security means. The act of protecting something, that is what security means. And that's where the word comes from, the word cybersecurity. This cyber that we're talking about, those are the computer systems, our network, our virtual environment, whereby a lot of us today, we tend to depend on, and due to the increase in innovation, we are now dependent on technology. That makes us to now come to the aspect of thinking of how do we protect our information that reside or that we keep in this virtual environment. So cybersecurity refers to as an ongoing practice. I like to define my own as ongoing practice in the sense that cybersecurity is not one-time thing. It's not something you do once and after it's all. So that's why I like to put ongoing each time I'm defining my own cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is an ongoing practice of protecting our computer systems, our networks, our devices, data informations, and programs from what we call unauthorized access, the unauthorized use, disclosure, whether also disruption and even destruction of those information that we keep in this virtual environment or on these computers, and then the communication or the transmitting of this information that is made possible through our network devices. When we're not talking about the cybersecurity, this security can be achieved using various methods. We can talk about the organizational control methods. We can talk about technical. We can talk about physical control measures that we can put in place to ensure that we attain or achieve some level of security when it comes to protecting our information on the virtual environment. So cybersecurity involves putting various technical, physical, and administrative measures in place to secure computer servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, and data against what we call cyber attack. And I tell you that this training session will be able to see a lot of those attacks and teach us on how to guide against those attacks. And as we go on, we'll be talking about phishing, we'll be talking about social engineering, talking about malware. Those are the cyber attacks that we are talking about. And the question still comes to, why do we need cybersecurity? Just like I said earlier, that due to our dependency on technology, cybersecurity is very essential and is very crucial for everybody to be aware of it. Now, we need cybersecurity because we are interconnected. We are all connected. You are able to hear me because of what? Your connectivity, your access to internet. And one thing about the internet is a public domain. Now, we have to now think, talking about going to aspects whereby we'll be talking about PII, that is personal identifiable information. If the environment whereby we talk about the internet is a public domain, then that means we need to have a way of ensuring that our information is being protected in some sort of forms so that it won't be accessed by unauthorized individual. And that is why we need cyber security, because of the connectivities that we have in our present day. Another reason why we need cyber security is for the purpose of protection of our information. And information exists on various form or various platform. We have what we call information at the personal level. That's when we'll be talking about your own identity, my own identity. Just like my colleague was saying the other time about you dropping your email, your phone number on the group chat or in the chat box. That is information at a personal level. Then you want to think, how do I protect this information? Remember, we've talked about the connectedness of the present day we have due to the availability of the internet. Another thing is organizational information. Each organization, we all belong to various organizations, or one organization or the other. These organizations collect customer data. They collect certain information that they need to protect and to ensure that the privacy of this information is not being infringed on. And also, we have information at the governmental level, whereby we'll be talking about national security, whereby we'll be talking about economic stability of the nation. And those are the reasons why cybersecurity is very paramount in the world we have today. But why do we need to be aware of cybersecurity? We've known that cybersecurity is a thing, but why is it that every one of us needs to be aware of what cybersecurity is and what it is that should be our own part or our own contribution to ensuring that we attain or maintain the security of our information in the virtual environment or on our devices? Due to our dependency when it comes to technology, so also there has been an increase in the number of what we call cyber attack. Statistically, it is being said that there is at least one attack every 39 seconds. If you do the aggregate, one attack within 39 seconds, that means we have about 2,200 attacks in a day. And according to statistics that was released in 2023, it was shown that the year 2020 saw a notable increase in cyber attack, resulting in more than 343 million victims worldwide. And between 2021 and 2023, the data breach rose by 72%, which surpassed every previous record that has been had. Talking about email also, we are all dependent today on emails to be able to communicate, whether in our organization or personal business-wise, or even our own day-to-day activities, in our own day-to-day communication. And please give me a minute, please. All right, please, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I can
All
hear
right,
you.
thank you. All right, thank you. So when we talk about the email, and one of the major means of attack has always been through phishing. So we need to be aware of all these devices through which cyber hackers perpetrate their activities. Please, if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box. Because of our time, I will attend to it by the time I go to the chat box. Thank you. And also, the reason why we need to be aware when it comes to cybersecurity wise is because of the cost that is always involved when it comes to cyber attack or cyber incidents. Recently, we all heard about Range Rover. There was an attack, and we've seen the cost of that attack when it comes to their business. So these are the various reasons whereby we all need to be aware of cyber security. Please, you can mute your mic. Please, if you are not speaking, please mute your mic, please.
Joy, please mute your mic. You are disrupting the class. Thank you. Please mute your mic, Joy. Thank you.
And I heard somebody saying that they would like to know the different feed when it comes to cybersecurity. Now, we've been able to see that as an individual, as organization, or as a nation in itself, we are all connected one way or the other. And this connectedness is being brought or made possible through the availability of the internet. Now, if you're not seeking to secure this cyberspace, these devices, this internet that we are talking about, what are the things that you need to first know? What are the things that you need to understand first? One, you must have what we call basic IT fundamentals knowledge. You must know networking and system administration. When we talk about the IT fundamentals, we are talking about our devices. Those are what we use. Those are the assets we use in storing our information, communicating, or sending of messages. And also, this is also made possible through the availability of the network. Time will not permit me to go into the internet, how the internet came about, and the vulnerability around it as at that time because of the level of available knowledge. If not until recently, whereby people now see that going into cybercrime is a lucrative job. It was not so as at the time this internet was being invented. Thus, the reason why there are certain vulnerabilities that were not put into consideration during the invention of the network. We want to talk about your operating system. Without your OS, your system is just a bunch of maybe plastic or metal. That's all. It's because of your OS that you're able to run one device, one software or the other, for you to be able to connect, install Zoom and connect to be able to attend this session. Virtual machines. Cloud service provider has leveraged this technology because there's always an adage in Yoruba that used to say that two kings cannot be in the same town. But with the help or with the use of virtual machine, I can have two operating systems, three operating systems on the same device. Now, I've talked about networking. You have to understand the network aspect, and I've talked about the security aspect. There are some vulnerabilities, there are some weaknesses around these network devices, our OS. So these are the things you need to understand. You have to have basic understanding of programming or coding. Well, you don't have to be good at it. You can be a cybersecurity without coding. You understand? But then it gets to certain level. You need to troubleshoot. When you want to troubleshoot, you need to write some lines of command. Cloud and web application. You have to understand that because those are part of the cyber environment we are trying to protect. It's not just our system. A lot of organizations are leveraging the cloud service provider, the likes of Google, the likes of Azure, the likes of AWS. And also, talking about your hardware and your software, you also talk about web applications and mobile applications. Those are the medium through which we are able to interact with our systems and with our devices. Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and also security basics. And what are the various roles that you and I that are interested in cybersecurity can go into? No, there are specific roles in cybersecurity, and there's a way I like to explain cybersecurity. You can take cybersecurity as a faculty, and within this faculty, there are diverse departments, whereby I can tell you this is the department I am, this is my area of expertise, this is my area of specialization. Now, for larger organizations, these roles are well segregated. We have somebody who is the security architect. We have somebody that handles data loss and prevention. We have somebody in charge of when it comes to data forensics, when it comes to the network security of the organization, application security engineer. These are well segregated in big organizations. But in medium-sized firms, most of the time, a single person might be expected to handle like 5, 6 of these roles together. And also we have governance, risk, and compliance. The GRC aspect. We have threat intelligence. These are another role that you can dive into as somebody interested. We have ethical hackings and penetration testing. And my colleague that will be coming up will be showing us a lot of tools that you can use as a pen tester when it comes to checking for vulnerability, monitoring and capturing of your network traffic. And also, we have IT audit and consulting. Now, all these cybersecurity controls, the technological controls, the technical controls, the physical controls that we need to put in place as an individual, as an organization to ensure that we have a protected environment. Someone needs to check them to ensure that actually those things we are adopting, those things we are putting in place is actually up to the expected standard, which we always refer to as what? Industrial best practice. We also have Internet of Things security. Those are areas you can go into. You can be a cryptographer. Those are people that deal with what? Encryption. We have cloud security engineer, we have identity and access management role, and then we have vulnerability management rules. We have a lot, these are just few. We have diverse and a lot of rules when it comes to cyber security. Now let's go into the security principles. What are those basic principles that we need to know that will give us an edge and will assist us in protecting our environment as an individual or as an organization? So we're going to be looking at those few of those principles. We have a lot of principles, even more than what you can see on my screen, but we are going to be talking about a few of them. And one of it is what we call the CIA Triad. Don't worry, it's not a Central Intelligence Agency in the United States. The CIA Triad we are talking here is, we are talking about confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, if you go back to my definition of cybersecurity when we started, I said cybersecurity is an ongoing process or practice of protecting computers, network, informations from what we call unauthorized access. So that means we as an information security expert, we as a cybersecurity expert, or as an individual, because we've discussed about information at different levels, at the personal, the governmental, and the please, somebody's writing on my screen, please, and at the organizational level. We want to ensure that whatever information that it is that we are holding within our repository, within our environment, is protected against unauthorized access. And that is what the confidentiality aspect is talking about. And if you can see the picture on my screen, you can see a triangle. And this triangle, it's showing you that is why we call it a triad. If a single aspect of this is breached, then that means cybersecurity or information security has been breached. And you see me use information security and cybersecurity interchangeably. Information security is a wider umbrella, whereby cybersecurity is a subset of information security. But then some school of thought use them interchangeably in the world we have today. So what does confidentiality mean? Confidentiality says ensuring that information is accessible only to those authorized to have access. And how do we ensure confidentiality? Is through encryption. So we want to ensure that certain information is only being made available to those people that are authorized to have access to it. We have the integrity, which is the I, that says that whatever information that is being held, we should ensure the accuracy and the completeness of the information. Now, let me give you an illustration. I believe some few months ago, there was this game that we played at my place of work. So, the HR divided us into different groups. And since it's a get-together, there are a lot of children amidst the rank of the groups. So the HR is going to communicate certain information to the first person on seat in a particular group. And that person will communicate or transfer that information to the next person, until it reaches the last person in that group. And the last person is now going to communicate that information publicly. Do you know what happened? What happened was that before the information moved from one person to the last person in the group, it has been altered several times. And in that case, you will now see that the integrity of such information has been breached. And how do we ensure the integrity of information? Is through hashing process. By generating what we call hashing credential for certain information that we are sharing. That is why if you go online and you want to download Wireshark or certain like Linux, because it's open source, you will see that they have their hashing key, so that you can compare what you have and what you download to know if you are downloading the right thing. And the last or the next thing, the third thing on the list there is availability. Now, availability is saying that whatever controls we've put in place to maintain confidentiality and maintain integrity of information should not prevent those information or that particular information from being accessible or being available when it is needed. That is where availability comes in. Let me give you an illustration. Now, let's assume, because you're very conscious and you take cybersecurity and the security of information very crucial, you've decided to password your phone, your system. Now, let's now assume that, unfortunately, you forgot your password. Now, you will notice something. The confidentiality of whatever information is on that device is still intact. The integrity is intact, but then you can't access it when it is needed. So, as at that moment, information security has been breached. And that will take us to the next slide to know what will happen if somebody gain access to our assets, somebody that is not authorized. We see that that will result in loss of confidentiality. If our asset has been corrupted or certain information has been changed in the information that we are passing across, just like the direction I gave, you see that integrity has been lost. And if we can't access our information, that also implies that the availability of such information has been lost. So that will take us to a brief scenario before we proceed. Let's do this together. In the box, please. You give me your response. You need to identify which pillar of CIA that has been violated in this scenario. An organization during financial audit, they discover that an unauthorized individual has modified invoice amounts in the company's database. So in this case, which aspect of the CIA has been violated? I'm already in the chat box, please. I'm already in the chat box.
Kindly drop your answers, please. We'll read them out. Wow.
All right. You have professional on the call. That's nice. Integrity of information has been breached because the information has been altered. That is the case here. It is the integrity of the information that has been breached. The next scenario is in an organization, the HR, who is the custodian of the employees' information within an organization, mistakenly copied everybody, the entire organization, in a mail tray when she was trying to send the salary details of everybody within the organization. Please, in this kind of scenario, which aspect of the CIA has been breached? Confidentiality. Thank you very much. We proceed. That's very nice. Confidentiality has been breached because unauthorized individual, they've gotten access to such information. And the last scenario is a DDoS attack, which is diluted denial of service, shut down an e-commerce website during peak Black Friday sales, making it inaccessible to customer. You want to purchase something, maybe on GG or maybe on Jumia when they are running Black Friday, and you can now access this platform, or let's assume your bank application. The availability, which is confidential integrity.
Sorry, your break.
Sorry, your voice is muffled.
It's breaking.
Hello, sir.
So it's better now.
Yes, please. We can hear you now.
All right, thank you very much. So we are going to be talking about IHAM. Don't worry, it's not, they will refer to go as the IHAM. We are talking here, we are talking about identity and access management. Now we've talked about confidentiality, the Triad. That everything, when it comes to information security, it's always about access. That who has access and who does not have access. Please, mic check again. Am I on now? Can everyone hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
we
we
can
can.
hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
All right,
yeah,
all right,
you are
thank you.
breaking.
It's about access. Who has access and who does not have access. And that is where the word identity and access management comes. And under identity, thank you. Under identity and access management, we're going to about IAAA. The I stand for education. What does education mean? It is who are you as an individual? And that is why I'm going to tell you, my name is Inulu Aburuwa. That is who I am. And the first A, out of the 3A, is talking about what? Authentication. The next A is talking about authorization. And the last A is talking about accountability. Now, do you have a system in place that enables you to identify who is it that wants to gain access? And please, can you mute your mic, please? Do you have mails in place to ensure that you authenticate? That is, authentication is talking about you checking after that. My name is Nilo Abu. Then you want to check and confirm that I'm actually Inulu Aburuwa. That is authentication. And what is not saying, after you've checked and you've confirmed that I am who I am, the next question is, in that platform that I get access into, what am I authorized to do? Based on my level of privilege. For instance, I can come to your house now. If I should knock on door, this is the first question going to ask me, who is there or who is that? I'm going to identify myself. Oh, Inolu is at the door. Then you are going to do something in a short span of what, like in a short span of time, which is what you are going to authenticate the information you're receiving. Inolu, you're going to authenticate and your repository, which is your memory. Do you know anybody that goes by that name, Inolu? Same thing is what the system does. So by the time you authenticate, oh, we are friends. Okay, tell that, okay, I mean, I'm in your home now. Another mechanism will come into place, which is what am I right? Yes, you're friends. But then am I authorized into your matrimonial home, your bedroom, where you and your wife is staying? That's the word authorization comes in. And that is how it is in our organization. See, everybody, there's an account that we provided or provided to each and every member of the organization as a means of their identity. Then, once that account has been communicated to you, the first things you did was what? You change your password, which is your means of authentication, to something that only you knows. Then, by the time you log in your email at panoramic.com, you understand? Then it's going to ask me for my password, which is my means of authentication. The system is going to check its repository to see, do I have anything stored that aligns with the identity that has been provided and the authentication means, which is the password, before it will not give me access. Once I've gained access to the environment, the question now comes down to, what am I authorized to do? And the aspect of accountability is to ensure or to attain what we call non-repudiation, so that when somebody changes something or alters, just like we're talking about the integrity, when anybody alters the information on that platform, we both know who it is that does so. And when we talk about accountability, we're talking about your log, maybe your system log, your net log, which is when it comes to network, when it comes to some other logs also that carries those information of those people that have gained access to the phone. Three types of authentication, which is authentication. I see the arrow that points forward that shows that type authentication type 2
You're breaking again.
Hello.
Hello, Samuel.
Hello, sir. Yes, please. The voice is still breaking. We can't hear him.
Yes, we are drawing his attention to it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Can you hear me now? Is it better? Is it my audio?
It's still breaking, sir.
How about now?
I think it's better now, sir.
It's okay now. Yes, better.
How better? Hello?
Hello,
Yes,
sir. We
Can I
can
get
hear.
your...
It's
Okay,
still
thank you.
breaking.
Okay, someone
Okay,
says
somebody
it's
said
still
it's,
breaking, so kindly check
but
that for
somebody
us.
said it's better. Please check your hand. Is it the same for everybody? Please, you can check your hand.
It's better now, sir.
Yeah,
Now it's
please.
better.
All right, thank you. So we have the three types of authentication: type 1, type 2, and type 3. Type 1 is we talk about what you know, which is your password, your PIN. It's only you that knows it, nobody else. The type 2 authentication is what you have, and that is the OTP code or any information that will be sent to either your mail or your authentication app. Types of Google Authenticator, of Microsoft Authenticator, whereby the type 3 authentication is what we call what who or something you have, and you are what? You are your fingerprint, you are your voice pattern, your facial. So there are about 8 billion people on earth, and 2 persons do not have the same fingerprint. So that is what we refer to as what you have. So the 3 types of authentication: what you know, your password, what you have, the likes of your email, your phone number, your Google Authenticator or your Microsoft Authenticator, and what you are. That is what your fingerprint, your voice pattern. That is all authentication. So when we talk about the first type of authentication, type 1 authentication, which is what you know, something you know, which is your password. There are requirements for your password. It should be at least 8 characters, at least a minimum character. You should use password, and your password should always contain uppercase, lowercase, special characters, numbers, space, and also, even to be more secure, you can consider space instead of password. And please, when it comes to password, don't use your wife's name as your password. Don't use your husband's name. Don't use your boyfriend's name. Don't use your date of birth. Don't use your children's name. It is not love. It is security vulnerability. So password, it is what you have, which is what type 1 type of authentication. And the type 2 type of authentication is code that will be sent to your email, to your phone number, or the one you are going to check on your authenticator app, which is your Google Authenticator or your Authenticator or whatever secret key that will be sent to you. And the type 3 authentication, which is what? Your biometrics, who you are, your fingerprint, your facial recognitions, your voice pattern. When you combine 2 of this type of authentication, when you combine type 1 and type 2 together, it is referred to as what? 2-factor authentication. By the time you now go further, you now combine type 1, type 2, and type 3 together, it becomes what's called 3-factor authentication. So that is that about identity and access management, ensuring that we have mechanism in place to control who has access to our information, what they can access, what they are authorized to do on that particular platform, and also an audit trail to hold accountable for whatever activities that they've done on that particular environment. And that is one of the security principles or mechanism that we use in the cybersecurity field. Before we move to the next thing we have, let's quickly run through this. If you've understand what we call the identity and access management, we talk about the IEEE, talking about identity, the access, and the authorization and accountability. The question is this: we need to determine which type of authentication is in existence, this type of scenario. A financial institution claims to have implemented 2-factor authentication for its online banking users. they've claimed to do that they've, okay, as part of security measures that we are implementing within the organization as a financial institution, we've enabled two-factor authentication on our banking application. But then, during login, the questions that you have is this. Please, I think that the scope of your...
You're breaking again.
Check your net.
Sorry, sir, you're breaking again.
Please check your network. All right, I hope it's better.
It's better for my end.
Yes.
So please go ahead.
Yes.
All right. So now, once you want to log in, they have the questions that you ask is you have your username, which is your identity, and you have your password. Then after that, they ask you another 2 security questions, like what is your mother's middle name and what is your favorite color? Please, in this case or in this scenario, is it true that the organization, the bank or the financial institution has truly implemented or put in place what we call a two-factor authentication system?
No,
Okay,
sir.
some said no.
No,
It's
for
not.
me.
All right, thank you. All
No.
right, perfect. So why did you say no? They have, you can see the question, they ask you your password, your username, then they still ask you for that questions. So what makes you say it is not a two-factor system?
Because it's the
It is
same
not a
what
two-factor
you know.
system because it's what you
Exactly.
So
No,
one
Thank
person
you.
at a
it's
time,
false.
please.
Sorry, it
One
falls
person
under
at a time,
Thank
please.
you.
type 1.
because both of them
Type
are
1.
what they know.
Hello. Is
I
Eric
got to
answering?
thank you. Yeah, I already got the answer. You
One
just finished.
person at
Thank
a
you very
time,
much.
please. Who wants to answer? Please raise your hand so we can allow you in, please. One person at a time. Please unmute Eric so that you can answer, please.
Okay,
Hello, Eric.
I think it falls under type 1.
Okay.
They both falls under type 1, yes.
Yeah, that I want. Thank you very much. So they both, all those questions falls under type 1. It is what you know. You understand? For it to be called a multi-factor authentication, it must combine the 3 types, which is what you know, what you have, and either what you have, depending. But all these questions still boils down to what you know. It's only you that knows your mother's middle name. It's you that knows your favorite color. It is one factor authentication. In this case, we can see that the organization has not done. Perfect. Let's proceed to the next thing we are moving to the threats when it comes to cybersecurity. We've looked at security various principles. Let's talk about the threats. What are those various threats? 1, human error, malware, phishing, insider threat, social engineering, and too many permission. And also, we talk about what old or bad security vulnerability. Down to error, it is always said that human is the weakest link in the security chain. It's we that want to get quick and reach quickly. You understand? Because every other thing, when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to information security, can be patched. But how do we patch human brain? All we can do is what? Continuous awareness. When we talk about malware is any software that has been designed intentionally to cause disruption to system, which is the likes of computer, servers, clients, or a network. Those are what we call malware. And under malware, we have diverse examples. Trojan, we have spyware, and we have what? We have a lot like that. And I know we are not new to this type of malware that we're talking about, the rootkit, the viruses, the Trojan, and stuff like that. Time will not permit me to keep on them. The next one is social engineering. What does social engineering mean? Social engineering is a process whereby people are manipulated to divulge sensitive information. And it happens to me some months back. I was working somewhere very late in the night, and some people approached me. I was like, from one discussion to another, it's very late in the night, and the person asked me, where was I going? Immediately I did, because I'm information security aware, I'm cybersecurity aware. Quickly, I became aware that I've been social engineered because I've been manipulated into divulging sensitive information. And this social engineering can occur maybe in a day or over a period of time. Something can be friends to you, and over time, it will social engineer you to divulge sensitive information. All right, so let me quickly show you something when it comes to social engineering. I want to share my screen. Give me a minute. When it comes to social engineering. So I'm trying to play a video for you to effectively grasp what social engineering is. Manipulating people to divulge sensitive information. Please let me know. Can you see my screen? Can you hear the audio?
About cybersecurity today and how safe people's
Can you hear the audio of what I'm playing?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes. Okay.
All right, thank you. So I'm starting it again.
About cybersecurity today and how safe people's passwords are. What is one of your online passwords currently?
It is my dog's name and the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have? Jameson. And where did you go to school?
I went to school back in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
What school?
Hempfield Area Senior High School.
Oh, when did you graduate?
In 2009.
Oh, great.
So I believe you can see from that short clip what has happened. That woman has been social engineered without her knowing. That's what happened. A question has been asked already. What is one of your passwords online? Please give me a minute to get my screen back. What's one of your passwords online? And she said the name of her dog and the year she graduated from high school. Then this follow-up question came. Which school did you go to? When did you graduated? And with that, she has already divulged a password to the woman without knowing. So that's what social engineering is talking about. So under social engineering, we have various types of social engineering, whereby we'll be talking about the likes of phishing, and smishing. Let's look at phishing, which is the common one which I've already spoken about earlier. The use of what? Email. This often involves pretending to be a trusted entity and creating a sense of urgency. You receive those emails and they'll tell you, click on this also link. Those are what we call the form of you divert sensitive. You think it's going to take you somewhere else. And for those that will be expecting you to click or to input your password, your user, certain information, by the time you input those information, there is already somebody at the back end that gains access to that. I believe my all those things when it comes to how you can use Calenius to stimulate or create a false environment. Now, what are the 4 ways whereby we can stay safe online? The purpose of why we are talking about cybersecurity is because of the cyber.
Let me see the closing.
Kayode, please unmute yourself, please. Thank you, sir. You can proceed. Hello, everyone. Please stay connected. I think our trainer has a little challenge and he'll be joining in very soon. Apologies, please.
Well, I'm back.
Are
I'm
you back,
back.
sir?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
back. Can you hear me?
All right.
All right. Sorry, I
Okay,
have a little
apologies. All
technical.
right, that's fine. Kindly
All right.
proceed.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, give me a minute. I'm trying to expand my screen. All right. So use two-factor authentication. So, and please know, for you to have two-factor, it must consist of two types, which is either you combine the type 1 and type 2. Don't use only one type and say you have two-factor authentication or multi-factor. No. Also, ensure that what recognize and report phishing. For we that we are in organizations, we already know how to recognize phishing emails. Check the URL very well to ensure that it is the same with what, and ensure that the information you are receiving, the email you are receiving, is actually from somebody or people you are expecting information from. If you've not subscribed or to a particular service, why should you get email from them? And they ask you to click on, especially if they ask you to click on link, check for inconsistency in the body of the email. And also all those email that's always general, dear this and this, dear sir, dear ma, those are things. Also update your software regularly, because the reason why updates are being pushed every time is because those are people that built the application, for instance, WhatsApp, Instagram, or whatever, is because they've identified certain flaws or vulnerability in the previous version and they've patched it up. That's why they are pushing you that update for you to also use it to patch up the vulnerability at your hand. So where should you use or turn on multi-factor authentication? Your email, your financial applications, your bank app, your online store app, and also on your social media. When people tell me that their WhatsApp or their Instagram got hacked, the first question is, did you enable two-factor authentication? To also proceed, now, what are the core areas when it comes to cybersecurity? From the discussion so far, you've seen that we've talked about things like, we've talked about technology, we've talked about best practice, and then we've also talked about people that make use of what this device or the devices that we are talking about. So now, when it comes to cybersecurity, there are three core areas, which is what the people, we are the one using assets. The next one is process. What type of process do we have in place within our organization? Which best practice did we adopt in our organization when it comes to what? Cyber resilience. And the last thing is technology. Which type of technology are we employing? What do we use within our organization to ensure that we are able to attain a secure environment? One, people. User must understand and comply with basic data protection and privacy principles. The likes of using strong password and being wary of attachment, which we just explained and we just concluded in the past. And the next thing is what? We need to have process in place. Which type of framework are we adopting? You know, frameworks are there to serve as guide. They are more like a blueprint. Believe me, everybody can implement, you can put the necessary controls in place. But how do you showcase? How do you have a structural process to follow in attaining security in your environment? That's why we'll be talking about various framework that we can adopt. The ISO 21000, the COVID standard, the PCI DSS, and the NIST, which is what this training is all about. And the technology. We need technology to be able to actually protect our environment. And what are the three main aspects of technology that we need to always protect in our organization? The likes of our endpoint devices, ensuring that the users, they have strong password on it, that all USB ports is blocked based on the criticality of the information that your organization deals with. Your smart devices, your routers. We also talk about what your networks, talk about your cloud environment. So these are the three cores when it comes to cybersecurity. And this will take us to, in achieving a robust information security or cybersecurity in our organization, using the framework, the NIST 2.0 standard. Please, I believe somebody's raising his hand. Can you just speak? Let me permit you to speak briefly, please.
It is a mistake, please.
All right.
Hello.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Now, talking about, we've talked about the core areas, the people, which is you and I. We've talked about the technology, which we all know. And those are the things we try to protect. And then we're not talking about process. What are those things we can put in place to now ensure that both the people, the information of the people, both our systems and our technologies are well protected? And that is where the NIST cybersecurity framework comes in. And under the NIST cybersecurity frameworks, we have 6 core areas, which we'll be looking at briefly, and then my colleagues to come subsequently will dive into each of these core areas one after the other. The 6 core areas is the governance, the identity, the protection, the detect, response, and the recover. Now, but the question is, for those of us that are new, what is the NIST framework? So when you hear the word NIST, it stands for what? International Institute of Standards and Technology. It's actually an agency within the United States Department of Commerce. And they are known for developing this standard that is called what? The NIST Cybersecurity Framework. And what does this help us to do? It ranges from across diverse organizations, both small, medium, and large organizations can adopt NIST to ensure it gives them what we call a proven approach to managing and reducing this cybersecurity risk. Because the purpose of cybersecurity, the purpose of why we are talking about cybersecurity is to ensure that we reduce the risk surface when it comes to our organization, or reduce the risk exposure of our organization. Hello?
Kindly
Hello.
mute, please.
All right.
Yes,
So that's the purpose. So
yes.
please drop your question in the chat box. We're about to round off, and we answer any question you might have at the end of the day because of time. So that's the NIST framework to help us, give us a structural method of achieving and reducing this cybersecurity risk around our organization. Believe me, the purpose is always what? To reduce and manage cybersecurity risk when it comes to cybersecurity. 100% security is not attained. And that is why you will see that my colleague the other time, before I started, showing you that framework of you identifying, you responding, you mitigating, and then you preventing. Because 100% is not attained. So the NIST CSF 2.0 is structured around 6 core areas or functions, each representing critical aspects of an effective cybersecurity program. And this is the involvement of the NIST CSF 1.1 to 2.0 over time. So 2014 saw the actual origin of the NIST framework. whereby we have 5 core functions and they're giving us area to ensure that what we are able to implement or put in place a robust information security within our organization. And then in 2018, the version 1.1 was released, whereby we have an enhanced implementation guidance and also more consideration around what we call supply chain, because a lot of breaches these days is always from suppliers because of what improper and lack of proper management of what our supplier chain. Then 2024, the version 2.0 was released, whereby we now have, from the previous 5 core functions, we now have another core function, which is the govern, making it 6 core functions now. And these are the 6 core functions when it comes to the NIST framework. We have the first one, which is govern. And what does govern focus on? This aspect of the function of the framework focuses on aligning the cybersecurity effort with broader organizational knowledge. The thing is this: the purpose of whatever standard or framework we might adopt in our organization, we must ensure that we align it with our organization objective. Your organization should not be going north and you are implementing any framework and it's going south. No, it must be in alignment, and that is the purpose of the govern aspect function, to ensure that there is an alignment with our organization in itself. The next one, our core function, is identify, where we are going to be identifying. All right, we need to pinpoint for our assets. What are the risks that is associated with? Please, can you mute your mic, please?
Hello.
If you're not speaking, please.
Omotoshi, please. You want to say something? All right,
It helps us pinpoint risk to systems, assets, and ensure what we call comprehensive understanding of the vulnerabilities. When we talk about vulnerability, we are talking about weaknesses that exist in our assets, in our processes as an organization. The next one is protect. After we've identified, we've already aligned through the use of what? The governance function of the framework. Then we've talked about the identification of all the risk and vulnerability that exist. Then we talk about the protect. We need to now outline what are the controls, what are the things we need to put in place to address these vulnerabilities that we've identified. That is what the third core function is speaking to. And the fourth one, which is speaking to dictate. You see, this is still in alignment with what my colleague discussed earlier at the beginning of this session. And the fifth one is response. Just like I said, there is no 100% security. The only way you can be secure, you can attain 100% security is, one, you have to disconnect your device from network. Also, disconnect it from power. Now carry it and drop it, go and drop it in the ocean. Even at that, somebody might dive into the ocean, extract it, and do what God knows how with the device. And then the last function, which is now recover. Once there is an issue, we detect it, we respond to it by putting the necessary measures in place to ensure that we recover. Then the next thing is what we recover. Just like we have the case of Range Rover, the case of a class strike that has already happened throughout this year. The beauty about the NIST CSF 2.0 is this. We have 6 core areas or core functions, which is, please note, the govern, the identify, the protect, the dictate, the respond, and then the recover. Now, this core function is now further divided into what we call categories. And these categories is further divided into what we call subcategories. So for this NIST CFS 2.0, we have 6 core functions, 22 categories, and 107 subcategories. Now, we've talked about the governance aspect of things, talking about aligning the organization to the security framework. And the first thing is always we understanding the organizational context. We want to understand what it is that you do. Who do you do it with? How do you do it as an organization? And you can see the next one talking about what? Risk management strategy. You as an organization, what is your risk appetite? What is your strategy when it comes to addressing risk within the organization? Do you have a strategy in place? Do you have a risk framework? Because that's part of what we do under the NIST framework. And also, under the governance, we talk about roles and responsibility. You know, you have to assign roles and responsibility so that certain people can be responsible and hold accountable for certain activities. You don't just say, oh, everybody in the IT department or everybody in the internal audit, just do this. No. Let there be a sign of roles and responsibility. And also, one day we talk about your policy when it comes to information security, cybersecurity. Talk about your oversight. And also, what are these? How do you manage your supply chain as an organization? Under identify, we have the asset management, we have risk management, and we have improvement. Under protect, we have identity management, authentication, and access control. Then we have awareness and training. All these are things we've already discussed under the introduction to cybersecurity. Awareness is necessary because of the increasing number of cybercrime and cyber attack day in, day out. In 39 seconds, every day, there is some sort of cybercrime. We have the detect that says once, because there's no 100%, there will be issue at certain points. So we need to detect to know when there's an issue. Then we respond, we recover. And as part of the NIST CSF framework, we also have what we call the tier system. The tier system is more like a maturity system, telling you and letting us know, you as an organization, which tier are you presently? What is your maturity level? Are you at tier 1, which is what? Partial. Which says that when it comes to cybersecurity practices, it is more of what we call reactive rather than being proactive. It is when something has gone wrong. That is when you know that, oh, we need to put in place best practice. We need to do this, we need to do that after things have gone wrong. Stage 2 is talking about what? Tier 2. You as an organization, are you at tier 2? You are risk informed. Yes, you are. But the risk informed that you are is based on certain processes. It is not organizational wide. So when you want to do some certain processes, you consider and you put into practice, you put into cognizance information or cybersecurity practices. But when it comes to other processes, you don't apply them. And the tier 3, which is what we call repeatable. At this particular stage, we have what we call standardized policies and procedures across the organization. That any process within the organization, it follows a defined standardized processes. And note that each of these levels, they build on each other. If you're at level 1, then you can grow by implementing and putting in place the necessary measures to attain level 2, which is what? Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4. And Tier 4, which is the last stage here, talks about what? Adaptive. You know, at Tier 3, you have the standardized processes across your organization. When it comes to risk, there is a standardized process on how you go about risk. When it comes to incident response, there is a standardized process on how you do that. When it comes to backing up of your information, when it comes to every other things that has to do with cybersecurity, there is a standardized processes, there are policies as an evidence, there are other records that exist. Now, level 4 is not saying what we now call being adaptive, because no matter the process you have presently, there is always a better way of doing it. That is where the level 4 now comes, where we now at that level we continuously improved on what we have to see how can we make this better. Okay, our incident response, how can we make it better? What can, oh, do we miss this? Okay, can we ensure that maybe when you started your this thing, you have something big, but it's not that based on what we call based on changes in the landscape or threat landscape, you also improve accordingly with that. That is the tier state. And then we have the what we call the organizational profile when it comes to the NIST CFS. So the organizational profile is more of we determine what is our current state and what is our target state. So let me just put this as what we call a gap. It assists us to determine the gap of where we are and where we need to be as an organization. And for every organization, when it comes to our organizational profile, it's always include what we call the current profile. Where are we? And what is our target profile? Where do we want to be? So that is why we'll be talking about the current profile, talking about which specify the that an organization is currently achieving. And our target profile is where do we want to be? We check. So that's the purpose of what the profile when it comes to the CSF framework. And how do we go about the implementation? One, we must do what we call leadership buy. We must ensure that the leadership of the organization, and that is where the govern aspect comes in to help us convince the management of the organization that, oh, we need to implement this framework to help us attain a robust cybersecurity posture as an organization and to help us reduce the number of or the surface risk area of our organization. After there is a management buy-in, the next thing is what we do we call current state assessment, which is what organizational profile of our organization. We do a profile of our organization. Where are we? Against where we're supposed to be, which is the target state, according to guidelines in our framework. The next thing is risk prioritization, because based on what we call the current state assessment, which is what our profile, will help us to identify which area are prone to risk or have high criticality that we need to address quickly, so we can prioritize those areas as quick as possible. And the next one is what we call target profile, to ensure that that target, where we are going, where is it? We have to define the target area. And also we have the fifth one, which is what implementation planning. We have to now put into place how do we go about it, the roadmap for our implementation process. And after that, after we've put the necessary things in place, then we talk about what continuous improvement. Every system in the world needs to continuously improve, because knowledge increases every day. Inventions, new research leads to what new invention every day. So we need to also improve in accordance with that. Right, thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying this long. Let me know if you have any question. And with that, we've been able to look at cybersecurity when it comes to the introduction, talk about the triad, talk about the identity and access management, talk about an overview of the CFS framework also. So let me know if there is any question. And I believe over to you, Priscilla.
Thank you so much, sir. That was an exciting session. The first session was brilliant. You took us through cybersecurity, what it is, took us through the NIST framework, and a whole lot of things. I'm sure our participants have questions for us to address. Kindly put your questions, your concerns in the chat box, and we are going to answer them for you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Please, I believe I have a question here asking around you asking if it is true that someone's PC can be hacked through webcam when the PC is connected to the internet. Yes, as long as you are connected to the internet, every and anything is possible. Please, in cybersecurity space, we don't say never. You know, the most secure form of security called biometric, when you make use of controls or measures. Even with that, recently, somebody's fingerprint was cracked. So the thing is, you don't say never. Now, there are various reasons whereby your system can be hacked when you are connected to the internet. We've talked about you need to read more, do more research on when we come on the malwares. So for the malwares now, we have what we call virus. It needs what we call contact. You need to want to download that thing or install before it infects your system. Now we have something called worms. So your worms, when it comes to worms, if my system is infected with worms and your system also is infected with my system is infected with worms and we are on the same network, you don't need to have physical connection. We just need to be on the same network and you can be hacked. So now for somebody to hack your system, it's either you visited a website that grant them access to your system, or you are on a network that is already compromised. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Hello.
So,
Have we answered your question, please?
Hello, please, I have a question in the chat.
Okay, Dorothy. Okay, you have a question?
Yes, I've typed it in the chat.
So you said including govern to the core functions of NIST, what impact does it really have in the cybersecurity phase? All right. So when it comes to govern, it's a very crucial part of cybersecurity framework, because most of the time, you see, a lot of us always think that security is all about the technicality. Let's put these controls in place, let's put that controls in place. But you can see under what we have under the govern, it speaks about what roles and responsibility. It speaks about understanding the organization you are dealing with. So all this will actually assist you during your implementation phase to actually know how can you better align those other core functions to your organization. And at in the log, like when it comes to EPIN, it has assisted and makes the standard or the framework to be more easily aligned to each organization. Because for this, you know, when it comes to CIA, when it comes to the cybersecurity, people talk about CIA. We've talked about CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. When we talk about it in the theoretical aspect, where we talk about it, but when it comes to the actual implementation, you will see that govern is actually important in the implementation of CIA, for instance. Now, you cannot implement CIA the way you implement it in a financial organization. Implement it the same way when it comes to what we call a defense firm or a defense organization. Because the understanding of your organizational context, which are part of the things that is under the governed aspect of the NIST framework, we assist you to actually identify that for this organization I'm dealing with, what are the risks that is specific to them? rather than just coming and doing a general implementation. We need to just have a incident response, we need to have risk management, we need to do this. Instead of having that, the governance aspect gives you a deeper at first, addressing that to see what type of organization am I dealing with? What are risks that is specific to them? And also, when it comes to managing of information security or cybersecurity within the organization, has the roles been assigned and are the right people been appointed for those roles? And when it comes to also having an overarching, what we call overarching policy, are those things existing? So when it comes to the governance part, it is very important, and it has actually helped in making the implementation of or the alignment of this particular framework to organization more easier. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's a question. Somebody has a question.
Hello.
He said,
Hello.
Okay, Adeleke, please go ahead, please.
Okay, you made mention of learning programming language, and when it comes to cybersecurity, I just want to know that what type of programming language should we focus on? Thank you.
All right. So please don't quote me wrong. In the sense that there are a lot of people that are into cybersecurity today, depending on the field you have. Now they know how to code, and you can do that. Understand? But then it depends on the area you want to be. It depends on your prospects when it comes to security. So when it comes to the language you can learn, I won't tell you that this is a specific language you can learn. You understand? But then the likes of any of those language, because when it comes, for instance, you want to do troubleshooting, you can use Python to do that. So I won't tell you specific ones. You can just pick anyone you want to do and start from somewhere. You understand? Just start from somewhere. Any language, Python, C#, C++, just start from somewhere. I hope that answers the question, please.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. So is HTML also relevant?
You said?
I said, is HTML also relevant in this field?
Okay. You know, one thing I do tell people is there is no threshold to knowledge and there's no threshold to learning. You understand? When it comes to security, you want to talk about any language, it's actually relevant. You understand? Because HTML is used in the creation of our web page. You understand? Now, you as an information security or cybersecurity personnel, an attacker can gain access into your organization, make use of your website. Now, you have to have idea of how to go about assessing the vulnerability, depending on if you want to go. But then, when we're talking about if relevant, every programming language you want to talk about HTML, it's relevant one or the other. Maybe because of certain people are doing certain things for now, they might not be using it in pain. As you grow in the field, you begin to notice that all these things actually intertwine and they are relevant to each other. But then not overwhelm yourself when it comes to the learning phase. You need to start from somewhere. Exactly.
Sorry, I have a question.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Sorry, I have a question.
It's almost. You can go. You can please. But I believe we are out of time already. But then you can please.
All right. So my question is, the tiers, are they under the SOC, Security Operating Centers?
The tiers.
Yeah, the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
No. Oh,
SOC,
you see, it's not this SOC tiers. Talking about you tier 1, tier 2. No, we are talking about the maturity level of the cybersecurity framework or practices organization. Like when it comes to your maturity organizations, we are not talking the tier system when it comes to stock feed. No, this is about the security practices in your organization, that how mature are you as an organization. Answer the question, please.
Yes, thank you.
Hello. Right.
Okay, please, I have a question.
You have a
I have
question,
a
please go
question.
ahead, please, Eric.
Okay. If a company's email is run under WordPress plugins, and then a sub staff's email is being hacked, and they through that email they get hold of the company's main email. Now, and the email doesn't have a two-factor authentication. How can one recover this? Probably through phishing or something. That's how they got access. So how can someone recover it? Is it possible to recover such email? Hello.
Hello, Eric, please, are you done with your question? I think our
Yes, I am.
trader has a little challenge again. We are getting through to him, please. Please, a minute.
Okay. Ma'am.
Hello.
I don't know if you can hear me. Good
Ursula,
afternoon.
please, you need to start
Yes.
more.
So
There is a break in your network.
in his network, I mean, he has another.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
can
I'm
you
here
hear me now?
already. I've been saying that I didn't know I was muted.
Sorry, you had a
Okay,
question to answer.
Okay,
Eric,
should
can you
I
please ask him again?
okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. The question is if a company's email is working under WordPress plugin, and then a sub email as a staff email is being hacked through phishing, and then from that sub email they get hold of the main company's email address, and then now this company email address doesn't have a two-factor authentication, and they've taken hold of this email. Can it be recovered back?
Eric, thank you for the question. Mr. Aboa, are you on the call, please?
Hello, can I see him?
Yes, you had a question from Eric. Can you address it, please?
Yeah. Please. I didn't get. You said if our company's email has been hacked through maybe somebody, and from there they gain access to the main company's email. So after that, I couldn't hear you, please.
Okay, yes. If the email doesn't have a two-factor authentication, so how can it be recovered?
So I think he has a bit of a network issue. So if you don't have two-factor authentication, let me use for instance now when our Facebook account, right, when it's usually asked before they brought in the two-factor authentication, right, you would realize that your account has gone. It's gone. So and
Yeah, you okay?
this is a company email. Before, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Priscilla, I can hear you. Please go ahead and explain to Eric.
Yeah, I don't know if Eric heard what I was saying last time.
Eric, please, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Eric. Yes, Priscilla is addressing your question. Okay.
Okay.
So I said that if you remember, during the Facebook era, before the two-factor authenticator came into Facebook, that they asked us to be doing that now, you would realize that, please, I don't know who is sharing a screen. I don't know how about if you can help stop it, because it's really distracting.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can I answer that question? Good afternoon.
Hello, Mr. Jackson. Please go ahead and answer. Yes.
Okay, so first of all, we need to know what kind of attack was carried out. You said phishing. Was it like a ransom attack? You need to be very specific right now. Is it a ransom attack, or the email was taken just through phishing?
Yeah,
just
the email was
attack.
taken just through phishing. Yes, through phishing attack.
Yeah,
yes.
so that means what you're saying is that probably the user click on the link and they took over the
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. A sub account, sub email. So that's one of the stars clicked it and they got hold of that account, the person's own. From there, they got hold of the main company account.
Okay. So it's like a subdomain account, right? And they have access to the main company account.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically what you do is, first of all, why do you want to take back an email account that has been stolen by an attacker? First of all, that's a vulnerability on your end, right? And the IT team or whoever needs to be queried, right? So what you just do is to deactivate that email from the complaints and whatever. That's the first thing you need to do. Change the password and get a authentication attack. What they call MFA. Then also you run a malware scan, because right now you don't know why would you want to take back an email password that has been taken by an attacker, because you don't know, taking it back, you don't know if the attacker might have embedded another Trojan horse or probably another backdoor. So the best thing to do is to just deactivate that account from the company's email. That is the safest route first. Then you make sure you do a 2MFA and also run a malware scan to make sure, there are no probably backdoor somewhere. But that's why we always tell organizations, always conduct a vulnerability assessment test on your IT infrastructure. I don't know if that settled that.
Okay. So sorry. So the answer to this, if I can get clarity from you, is you're not meant to, as an IT person, you're not meant to recover that account. You're meant to just block it.
Of course, that's the response you need to do first. You need to do a precaution first.
Okay.
Think of it. Why would you want to take an email that has been taken from a company's IT infrastructure by an attacker? Now, recovering it back, what do you stand to get? What about if the thing is, what's it called? It comes with another Trojan horse or another malware. It doesn't make sense. The first thing to do is to deactivate, the what's it called? The email from the company's IT infrastructure. Then you run a malware scan to see that there are no loopholes, there are no vulnerability anywhere.
All right. Thank you, sir.
The IT team needs to be queried for that to happen in the first place.
Okay, sir.
Hello, Jackson. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. This particular question is very sensitive, and I thank you for answering it professionally. Yesterday, while I was in the office, something happened. I just received a message from a very close relative, and he said it was on Instagram, and he just clicked on that particular link, and the next thing he saw was that all his account was wiped. Over 80 million naira was wiped. Are you getting just with just a single link click from Telegram? What can it do? Do you understand? So now, one of the things that you need to understand is that Jackson will speak. Jackson will talk about it. Every activities you have on the internet is being monitored by an attackers. There's something we call man in the middle. Jackson will also talk about it. You should understand that every time you are on the internet, are you getting me? There's somebody somewhere that is trying to just get access to you. The only thing that they need to do is once they get your information, it is very even hard for you to be able to stop it. That is why you have to always ensure that apart from going through the necessary things of protecting your data and not very other things, you have to ensure that on all the systems that you have, you run a vulnerability assessment, especially for organization. You have to always continuously do what? Run that particular vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. If you don't do that, I'm telling you, hackers are always there to be able to what? Just pick those particular vulnerabilities and use it against your what's it called? Against your user. And don't forget, as an organization, if you don't do that, then you might not be the main target. It might be your users. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, Jackson? So the answer to your question is whenever there's any opportunity for something like that, immediately the need or what you need to do is to ensure that that PII, which your email is also part of it, have to be first disabled. Maybe later it can be used later, but I don't know. But at least at that particular first time, as Jackson has said, you have to ensure that you disable it so that it won't continue. Do you understand? Because whatever that person is doing is also available to other hackers around the world, not only one person. It's available to actually everybody around the world. So do you understand what I'm trying to say now? Thank you very much. Continue,
Yes, sir.
Jackson.
Thank you very much, sir.
There was a question from, is it Rachel or Rahel? Can you speak out? I think Rachel or Rahel, I'm not too sure whether it's Rachel. I think the person wanted to ask something about authentication, the authentication part. I don't know what
Are you talking about me or Jackson?
No, you, sir, not Jackson. There was a question for the trainer in the chat box.
Okay, that's for Inulua.
Yes, please. I don't know whether it's Rachel or Rahel, but the person just wrote authentication part. I don't know what he or she meant. But the slides will be shared after this session. So please, once you miss any portion, you can go through it, and then the community page, you can just be sending your questions there throughout the week as well. I think Gada also had a question for us. If you can unmute and ask the question.
Let me assist Abdullah with this question. How do you identify any suspicious link? Please, Jackson, are you on the call? Let me confirm Jackson's on the call, please.
I'm on the call. I'm on the call.
Somebody says, how do you identify any suspicious link? Please, everybody in the chat room, what's the difference between this spelling? COMPANY and CORMPANY. Let me do that again. COMPANY and CORMPANY. P-A-N-Y. What's the difference between the two? Let me see in the chat section. Jackson, please take over. What's the difference between C-O-M-P-A-N-Y, C-O-R-M-P-A-N-Y? What's the difference? Everybody said R. But normally when you are reading that particular word, will you be able to see that silent R? You won't. Do you understand? That's why you have to take time to be able to ensure that before you click on any link, you take your time very, very, very well. Do you understand? That's how phishing attempts really occur, because it will just come up with something very close. It goes to be very, very close to what you've been saying. It comes to, in the US currently stops some company. So you had that there was a Nigerian that stole over, I think, $350 billion dollars from a company in the US. And what happened was that the company has an email of company, that is COMPANY. So by the time the attacker has access to their system, what he did was that he just overturned that particular email from company to company. Do you understand? So when they wanted to send money, they just sent money to that email that came from the company. They never even checked the difference between the OR and the what OM. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's a simple way to identify phishing, phishing links. To identify phishing links. Okay, thank you very much. I think I'm able to answer that. Jackson, please, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ayola. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, sir.
All right. So my name is Jackson Godwin. I'm a cybersecurity analyst, also a certified ethical hacker, a penetration tester. So today I'll be taking us the practical section of today's class. And today what we'll be looking at, we'll be trying to do some scans with a tool called mmap, right? mmap. So mmap simply means network mapper. But before we proceed to that, first of all, we need to understand the fundamentals, right? We'll talk about the OWASP top 10, right? Then after that, we try to install Linux. I hope all of us here are with our laptops, because we'll try to install Linux, Kali Linux. Then we'll do some scanning on certain URL or web application. So if we are all ready, I'd like to share my screen. So we'll talk briefly on OWASP and what OWASP really means and the top 10 vulnerabilities of OWASP. All right.
Mr. Jackson? Hello, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, I can hear you, please.
Okay, let's give them some few minutes for them to get their laptops. We were supposed to tell them that the second session had begun, but we didn't inform them. So sorry, participants. The second session has started, which is the practical side. So please, if you have your laptops, please get it by your side so that you can follow through this session as well. Thank you.
Hi, Jackson.
Hello. Okay, there's a hand up, Frankinero. Kindly speak up, please.
Virtual hands are pinning me. It's been up for a while.
Sorry about that, please. We are sorry, sir. Please ask your question.
I was just adding something. Yesterday I was having an awareness session with the team, and I also made a statement. I think I saw this somewhere. I can't remember who I'm quoting it from. I just wanted to also like kind of communicate the same thing, that if you see any freebie on the internet, you are most likely the product. So if you see any freebie on the internet, you are most likely the product. So we can kind of have this at the back of our mind anytime we also clicking in a link. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that contribution. Okay, Mr. Jackson, please proceed.
All right, thank you very much.
Hello, ma.
So I believe we can all see my screen.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson, I think somebody wanted to say something.
Okay, please go ahead.
Mr. Sani, yes, please go ahead.
Hello, ma.
Hello, sir. Please proceed. You want to add something?
Okay, my name is Ali Sani from Kaduna, Nigeria. So I'm really appreciate with wonderful program. So my question is it hackers can create a virus? Because I don't know where the virus coming from.
Yes, I mean, hackers can do that. That's mostly the black hackers. They can do that. It's one of those things they do, creating of malware, Trojan or ransomware. Yes, they can do that. I mean, with the use of AI now, I mean, hackers can cleverly create a malware that can even bypass Windows Defender and some antivirus. Yes, they can do that.
So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So Justin, please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. So I believe everyone can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, okay, good. OWASP top 10 vulnerability, right?
Yes, sir.
So first on the list is what we call broken access control, right? Broken access control. So what this simply means is broken access control occurs when an issue with the access control enforcement allows a user to perform an action outside of the user limit. So just to make this short briefly, what this simply means that users can access things that they shouldn't have access to, right? So for example, if an attacker may be able to exploit a flaw in an application with the intention of gaining elevated access to data to which they were not entitled and can perform unauthorized access, right? So that's what broken access control means. So this is the type of vulnerability where an attacker get access to certain information he or she is not, allowed to have. So what this simply means, just like think of it in the practical sense, like a school where someone should not have access to the staff room, right? A student now have access to the staff room, probably an email that a staff is not supposed to have. Somehow an attacker is able to intercept the mail and probably alter the email or read the email. So such vulnerability is what we call a broken access control, right? So next on the list, cryptographic failure, right? A cryptographic failure flaws occurs when you store a transit data in a clear text or trying to protect data with old or weak encryption. Now, this type of attack is common. It's common when we say a man in the middle attack, right? When an attacker, for instance, now I'm trying to I launch my Wi-Fi and someone connects into my Wi-Fi, right? Now, if the person is trying to open a browser on his or her phone, I can access the user's data, right? Now, if what he or she is, the website he or she is trying to log into, it having a weak encryption, right? And how to know a web application that has a weak encryption, that what we call a keys, symmetric keys, that is supposed to have 1024. Once a key is 1024, it's known to be weak. But a strong encryption key should be 2048, right? That is set, that key is strong. So once the attacker tries to log in, there's a tool we call BetaCap, which you can use, or Wireshark you can use to poison the network. Then you read everything or see everything that the user is trying to do on the web application. So this is what cryptographical failure means, right? So data is not properly encrypted, it is weak. And also in the modern day IT, it's very rare. I mean, if any developer still does that, I mean, such developer should be jailed, right? Because most times, I mean, when you log into a bank app or any application, when you're trying to log in your details, you find that everything is encrypted. It's always in stars. But when you try to log in your password, you see stars. You don't see it on plain text again. I mean, if any developer still does that, this time and era, that developer should be locked up in jail, right? So, for example, considering a site that doesn't enforce TLS, this means transport layer security for all pages, an attacker can steal the user section cookies and then replace this cookie and hijack the user's authentication section, accession, or modify the user's private data. 3, we'll talk of injection. Yes, Coyote, you want to?
Yeah, sorry, sir. My network went off a bit. I couldn't hear you. You are saying that the developer is using star to represent text in password. Are you saying we should not use star again, or that this one is using plain text? I just need to clear that. Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is this. I said in current day, developers, when you are trying to log into your web application, when you are inserting your password, we see stars. That star means it's encrypted. And I'm saying, if by this time we still have a developer that builds any application, and when the user wants to log into that application, it comes in plain text, is a crime.
Oh, okay. That's clear now. I got it. I was thinking
it's a crime, and such developers should be locked up.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you. It's clear now. Yeah.
All right. Injection. So injection attackers are the type. Injection attacks are the type of security vulnerability that arises when an application takes user input and uses that input in an unsafe way. So what this means is that an attacker can try to bypass security protocol to see if he or she can attack the database. But most times, injection goes with a database attack.
Sorry, Mr.
Right?
Sorry, Mr. Jackson. Infinix Mass 6, kindly mute yourself. There's a distraction from your end, please.
All right, so injection attacks are one of the most dangerous attacks, where the attacker simply send malicious data to make an application process it and do something it is not supposed to do. So this Infinix Smart is, please kindly mute yourself.
If you can unmute the person for us, because
all right, I'm doing that.
So this kind of attack is very dangerous because it's injection attack is very dangerous because it attacks a web server and also a database. I mean, for most financial institutions, I mean, to a large extent, I can bet my my last quarters on them, partly mostly in Nigeria. That I mean, if they are not good in anything, they are good in their database. Their database are, I mean, very secure, because once you have access to a financial institution database, that means you've got control of that bank, right? So insecure design. So what this simply means is that insecure design expressed as missing or ineffective control design. If a system or product design is not secure, it can be considered an insecure design. So what this simply means is that the system was designed without security in mind, right? So they designed a web application without putting consideration of security measures. So for instance, a malicious actor could reserve 600 movie tickets for a simplified time frame, preventing genuine buyers from reserving any. So this situation could have been prevented if the system design had limited reservation to just 15 tickets. So what this simply means that there are no security measures in place to limit the numbers of tickets reserved, right? So this is as a result of insecure design. So I mean, in this part of this world, there's something we tend to miss. There's certain things we don't do, right? And this is that when a web application is being created, right, in the advanced country, what they do it pass through the software testers or the QA testers. They test these things to see the functionality and the accessibility of a web application. Then it now moves to the security team, because if it passes process, this kind of vulnerability won't be found when we talk of insecure design, right? So by then, the software testers will know that, okay, this functionality can accept, users can accept so many, it can accept so many requests, right? Then they will send it back to the web application. So those are the process in advanced world. So most times, web application developer, what they do, once they create a website, they just use automated tool. After scanning, they just send it to the consumers without proper process, right?
Mr. Jackson is talking about.
So security misconfiguration. So security misconfiguration. So this is type of vulnerability. This is a type of vulnerability where weakness that may exist in software component or may have unneeded service enabled, such as remote administration functionality. So what this simply means is that,
Sorry,
Please, your screen, you are
the
sharing
person
differently.
sharing the screen is sharing something different.
Wait, someone is.
Someone that is sharing that, it's not the Jackson.
Who is sharing the screen, please?
It's back to normal now. Continue.
Okay, so when we say security misconfiguration, what this simply means is that some web application or developers, they still leave, or users rather, they still use a default setting, something like admin. I mean, the last penetration test I did for a company, I got access to a cloud storage that was still using a default password, admin. I was like, at this modern age. So some network administrator or system administrator, I don't know, probably they are being lazy, or probably, I just don't know. This kind of vulnerability are still common, where, they use default, password, right? So, for example, a web server software may ship with default user's account that an attacker can use to access the system, or the software may contain sample files such as configuration file and script that an attacker can exploit. This is very common. At times, you try to run a brute force attack on a web application and you see some files on the web server, files that contains passwords or sensitive information, right? So, I mean, that's that about security misconfiguration. 6, we'll talk about vulnerable components. So the term vulnerable or outdated component is used to describe software subject to being breached, hacked, or otherwise compromised. So, I mean, there are some organizations that their web server still use outdated components. You see some people still using Ubuntu 12.0 at this modern age, right? So that's this kind of outdated software. It's easy to get. An attacker could exploit. If they can't exploit it, they can even knock that server down with a DNS attack, right? Depending the intention of the attacker. Right? So an attacker may exploit component vulnerabilities and then gain access to unauthorized information, modify data, or cause a denial of service. Component can include OS, database, API, and server. So the most vulnerability when it comes to vulnerable components is the DOS attack. And what this simply means is that the attacker will send several packets, that is several attacks to a web application that it won't be accessible for legitimate users. That's why at times you go to some banks, they'll tell you they don't have network or their server is slow. They might be hit by DOS attack. And if the web application is not that strong, right, they may knock that web application down. Then they have to rebuild and start all over again. Yes, Mr. Azubike.
Please, can we mute Mr. Bayo Legion?
We are seeing
This
different
is
screen, so maybe you can check from your end, sir.
All right.
His audio is okay before.
All right. So identification and authentication failures. So what this simply means is that a weak or a broken login system, is still an attacker can do a brute force attack on a web application that has a weak authentication, right? So identification and authorization failures can occur when functions related to a user identity, authentication, or session management are not implemented correctly. Attackers may be able to exploit identification and authentication failures by compromising password, keys, session tokens, or exploit other implementation flaws to assume other users' identities. So one of the way you can protect this is to regularly update your software and use a strong password policy. In multi-factor authentication for the PCI-DSS. I mean, the minimum is from 12 upwards, right? So you need to have a strong password. Like for me as an ethical hacker, I used to tell system administrator or client that for me, I will advise you use your dialect. Imagine you mix Oluwa, Shegun, Chukudi, Okodele, just mix a local dialect, because most of these if you want to run a password attack, right, most of these passwords are stored, or most password database like Hashcat, Johnny Rapper, and all of that, they are stored in an English format, right? They don't really have our dialect. They don't have our deadline. So it will take the attackers years to try to figure out the actual password. And again, one thing about attackers or hackers is the opportunities. They don't like stress. Like once they get to a system and they find out the place is secure, they move to the next. Except if the attackers are state-sponsored attack. Now, the state-sponsored attack this is a different ball game, right? Because this kind of people, we call them the APT-22. The APT-22 are for China. We have the AP-24 for Russia. Now, this kind of attackers or hackers, they have the time, they have the resources. So, I mean, they can have that patience to keep doing a brute force attack if it takes them years, 2 years, 10 years to get what they want. But if it's not a state-sponsored attack, they won't want to go to that, pass through that stress. That's why most of the hacks we have in this part of the world are either through social engineering, phishing, or an insider threat, right? Insider threat. So those are the major threat actors use to hack in this part of this world, right? Software and data integrity failure. Software and data integrity failure. So what this simply means, software and data integrity failures relate to code and infrastructure that does not protect against integrity, violation, or use software from untrusted source, right? From trusted source. So what this simply means is code or data can be changed without detection, right? A malicious code is started in a software update, right? Just like probably through, it could be through a cross-site script, or probably through probably a Trojan horse, right? Can trigger this type of vulnerability. So an insecure CI/CD pipeline can introduce the potential of unauthorized access, malicious code, or system compromise. That's why it's always advisable for developers to make sure they test their codes to see if there are bugs or error before deploying them. 9, you have security logging and monitoring failure. Security logins and monitoring failure. So failure to sufficiently log, monitor, or report security events makes suspicious behavior difficult to detect and greatly increases the chances of an attacker successfully taking advantage of your application. Is someone trying to ask any question there?
Hello, Habira, do you have a question for us? Please raise your hand if you have any questions so that it doesn't interrupt the trainer, please. Sorry, Mr. Jackson, please proceed.
All right, so this falls to the SOC, the Security Operation Center. They need to have a SIM. When we say SIM, it will mean Security Information Event Management, where they monitor logins, where they monitor events and see if there's suspicious IP on the network. I don't know if any of us have gone for any digital forensic class or probably a networking class. I mean, we should know a tool called Wireshark, right? It's an open source tool which is used to monitor traffic in a network. So example is a children's health plan provider website operator couldn't detect a breach due to lack of monitoring and logging. The attacker had access and modified thousands of sensitive health records. So, I mean, that is that about security logging and monitoring failure. So, lastly, server-side request forgery. Server-side request forgery. So what this simply means is that an attacker can trick the server into making requests for them, right? An attacker can trick the server into making requests for them. So, for example, now, if an attacker makes your server to fetch a data from an internal service, so what this means is that the attacker can send a command, right, to the server, and the server will now respond through a reverse shell and gives out sensitive information to the attacker. So server-side request forgery attackers are used to target internal systems that are behind firewall and are not accessible for external network. In a normal side security request forgery the attacker might cause the server to make continuous connection to internal service by exploiting internal running service like SSH, localhost, FTP, etc, and steal data. Now, I mean, for instance, now, if an attacker run a scan, which you'll be doing to run a scan on a web application and find out that certain ports are open, ports 21 and point 22, which are SSH. Now, an attacker can send a remote connection through those ports, right, and create an SSRF attack. So if these ports are not behind firewalls, right, then this site, the web application, could be vulnerable to a server-side request forgery. So that is that about OWASP top 10. OWASP top 10 secure vulnerabilities. So, I mean, before we proceed, I want to ask any questions so that we'll just go straight to the practical section where we'll try to install Kali Linux.
Right, thank you, Mr. Jackson. Any questions for him? Either you drop them in the chat box or you're on mute to ask your questions, please. We'll give him some few minutes for that so that he can proceed to the practical session. Any questions, please? Do we have any questions for Mr. Jackson, please?
All right, if not, let's just proceed.
All right, sir, please proceed.
So I'm trying to drop a link for us where we will try to install VirtualBox and Kali Linux. How many of us are familiar with Kali Linux on this call? Okay, Mr. Kayode. All right, who else?
Yeah, for me, I've heard about it, but I'm not too familiar with it actually.
Okay, all right. I just dropped it on the chat, VirtualBox. So we'll try to click and it will open an interface. So
Hello.
Then I'll walk us through on how to
Hello.
install it.
Hello.
Anybody asking question?
Yes.
Okay.
Please, is it available on all Windows? That is like my PC window. Can I use it on Windows 11? Is it available on Windows 11?
I was thinking you want to say Windows 7 or SP. Yes, now.
Okay, thank you.
I was thinking you want to say Windows XP or 7. Windows 10, 11 up, yeah. So let me share my screen. Mr. Deleke, you want to ask question?
So I want to ask
No.
question.
Okay, please go ahead and ask the question, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to know if this Kalinos it has a system specification or just any system.
Yeah, I mean, it works perfectly well for Windows 10. I mean, you need to have your RAM needs to, I mean, 4 will do, but it will make your system very slow. Please, can you all see my screen?
No, we can't see your screen.
Okay, few
No,
minutes,
sir, we
please.
can't see your screen.
Few minutes, please.
No, sir.
All right, so for the VirtualBox, this is the interface you get, right? So when you click on this, download. Now you choose if you are using Windows, you click on Windows, right? After that, very important, you need to come here. The extension pack, very important. Without that, it won't work. Then you accept and download. So it will automatically start downloading. So once you've done that, you install you install the VirtualBox. After installing it, then you also install the extension pack. So you're installing two things, right? You're installing the VirtualBox machine. At the same time, after you're done installing the VirtualBox, you also install the extension pack, right? So when you're done, when you're done, now you have to install the Kali Linux. So let me show us the Kali Linux.
Mr. Jackson, they can see your
Yes.
screen, please.
Yes. I stopped sharing I want to
Okay, that's
share
fine.
my screen again.
All right.
Yeah. So I
Sorry,
believe
the
you can see.
attendance link is not working. So we have been sending comment on the chat. Nobody respond. The link is not working, please.
Sorry about that. Please try again because I just opened mine and it's working from my end. So please try again. I just want to take note of all those who said they can't open it. Then we get back to them. But please try again. And sorry if we didn't respond in the chat box. We are actually reading the messages. Thank you.
Try using a different browser if it doesn't work. It helps sometimes.
So I believe we can all see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, so what we do now is you click on this. Then click on this VirtualBox. this particular one, this 3.4 gig. I just hope we'll all have good internet. So, I mean, I'll wait for some time, probably 10 minutes for us to
Please, can you start
install.
again for the Kali download, please? Can you come again, please?
Okay.
Thank
Are you on this platform now?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Good. So, as you can see here, VirtualBox recommended.
Okay.
You click on this, you get to this built virtual machine. Then you
Yes,
click
I am
on
there.
this particular one. Then you start
Okay.
installing. I already have this on my system.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Is that Mr. Akayode? Now, if anybody has installed Ease or Kali, the person should let us know. So you share your screen. When you share, so I'll tell you what to do so that others can follow. Right? So if anyone has installed or anyone is done installing Ease or Kali, should let me know so I can. I will stop sharing my screen so the person will share his or her screen and I'll tell the person what to do so that all of us can see and
I
learn.
have it on my PC.
Mr. Gaddafi, you said what?
I have it. I have a carry on my PC.
Oh, you already have Kali on your PC?
Yes.
Okay, so you're good. I need someone who's just trying to install because my Kali, the one I have on my system, is a customized one, so it might look different from what you people have, and my own is the older version. So you guys will be installing the latest one, which is 25.
Okay. Sorry to cut short.
Okay, go ahead.
This Kali is actually a large file. It's actually a large file. So I think it's going to take
Yes.
some of us time to download it because of our network.
Okay.
It's like 3.4 gig. Yes.
I thought as much though. Okay.
Yes.
So what I'll do is probably I just proceed. Mr.
Sorry.
Gaddafi.
Oh, okay.
Hello,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Kayode. Please
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Kayode.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I think I'm sorry for drawing you back. On the link you
No
shared
problem.
is for installing the VirtualBox, which I just downloaded and I installed, but I couldn't find Kali there. Do I need to download Kali differently, or there's a link for that?
No, you have to download. There's a link for Kali separately. I thought I dropped it on the chat box.
Yes, it's in the chat box.
Oh, really?
Can
The
you
one I
check?
got
Yes,
was
please.
okay. I will check again.
All right. Mr. Jackson, somebody's asking whether he or she can download it on the phone. I have to say, because it's a large file, I don't think so. Anyway.
Yes, there are some that actually. Let me check. There's a software for phone. Yes, this is it. What kind of phone are you using? Eh?
Please unmute and talk. What kind of phone are you using? The one who wanted to download it on his or her phone. All right. I think we lost the person. Hello. Yes, please.
Yes, I'm using Vivo.
Vivo. Android, what
Yes.
version?
V120.
The Android. What's the Android OS?
Let me check out.
All right.
Yeah,
Somebody
I think
also
there
said
is Kali.
Samsung. Which
There is
Samsung?
Kali
Samsung
Linux.
is a big phone. So which Samsung? Somebody also said Samsung.
Okay,
I
Samsung.
think
It's now we need the version of the Samsung OS. I need to know
Exactly.
the Android OS.
Exactly. Okay. The link is
But
in the
again,
chat
you
box.
can use, there's another, for those of us using phone, there's another, let me drop it, on the chat box. There's another, what we can use. It's called, Thermos. Thermos.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Blessing. Please talk.
Please help me check the link, the one I
Go
sent
to,
on the page. Am I on the right page? What should I do next? On the chat
Did you
box,
share?
I sent my screen, the recent page I am now.
You do pick it from the chat box, please.
No, my screen now, as I'm trying to install it, the screen that just pop up now on my downloading page. So I'm now asking, I've dropped it on the chat box. I'm now asking that, am I on the right page? Then what should I do next?
Okay, please,
I
we'll
can't
get
see
back
the
to you.
screen. Okay, do I stop sharing to share your screen so that I can see?
Or should I resend in the chat box again?
Yes, please resend because there are lots of
All
messages at the moment. So please resend and then we'll get it across to Mr. Jackson. Thank you. It looks like a lot of people want to use their phones. Mr. Jackson, do you have anything to say?
It depends on the phone, right? Like
Exactly.
Kali is mainly used for laptop. That's why I asked how many of us has a laptop. Mr.
Okay, Blessing, I
Kayode,
can see your message, but it's not clear. Okay, you just said the icon, the right. I'm not really getting you, Dorcas. A lot of messages are popping up, so.
Let me go back and snap it and send.
Okay, sir. Can I ask my question now?
Yes, please. Mr. Kayode,
Okay,
please go
thank you.
ahead.
Thank you. So I got the link for Kali. Now, two major options. They want the installer message and virtual machines. Which do I pick? I guess it's virtual machines, if I'm correct.
yes.
Okay,
Can you see
that's
my
the one on the
screen?
right side.
Wait, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Are you in this place? Are you in this interface? Yes, are
No,
you at
I'm
this interface?
no, not yet. I'm at the first one you shared. The
Okay,
very first screen. I think the screen before this, I guess. Where
this,
we
right?
have choose, yes, here. So am I picking this right one or the left?
Are you
Yeah.
on this page?
I'm on this page.
Click on these virtual machines. This very one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So when
done.
you click on this,
Yeah.
it will take you to this.
Exactly. I'm here now.
Then you click on the virtual box. The file is 3.4 G. Now when you click on it, you get like a book. It's like a bookshelf, something like that. You see something like a book. When you've downloaded it, finished, you see something like a book. Then you right click. When you right click, you see like a two cube. One is blue and one is red. Then you double click on the blue one. It will bring Kali interface for you. So I don't know if we'll have the time for us to wait.
No, I'll figure it out at this point. If I have a question, I will still ask. But it's downloading currently.
Okay, no problem. So I think I should just proceed now.
Hello, please, can you explain the process of downloading the virtual box? The first link you sent to us. When we were talking about Windows and other steps, I didn't get that.
Okay, now let me share my screen. I'll go back to there.
I think it will help if you have like snapshots showing all the processes so people don't cut you off for so long.
Yeah, I have a question. What if you already have VMware? Should just download VirtualBox?
Mr. Jackson? I think Big Dave is asking a question.
I'm gonna come again. I'm asking if you already
please. I'm trying to
downloaded.
share my screen, please.
Big Dave, please, he will get back to you.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
please.
go ahead. Please ask the question
I
again.
was asking if you already have VMware, should we download VirtualBox?
Hello, Mr. Jackson, did you get him?
If we already have VMware, you've downloaded VMware in the past. Should we
He's
still download
lying.
VirtualBox?
Oh, you have VMware in the past?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. You don't need to download it if you have it, except I mean, I do tell people beginners to go with VirtualBox because it's easier and it's more friendly. I mean, but if you have VMware, no problems.
Okay. Thank you.
It's still the same thing.
Okay, Mr. Rahim, you are still
So,
saying
I mean, you should see
link
my
is not
interface now,
opening.
the VirtualBox.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah.
Mr. Rahim.
Can you see?
Yeah,
Can you see
yes, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. So how do you go about this place?
You click on this Windows.
Okay. Okay.
When you click on Windows,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It start downloading. Then you go to this particular place, VirtualBox extension. You click on this, accept and download.
Oh.
So
Oh.
once
Okay.
those two are downloaded, you now run them.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm trying to launch my own Kali now. So this is my interface. I mean, yours will be different. It will be more, the new version is far better than this.
Hey, Ima, hey. Sorry.
Yeah. Mr.
Wait, so
Johnson.
can you see my
Mr.
screen?
Jackson. Can I say something? Can
Yes.
I ask something?
Yes,
So
big
I
big.
mean, for penetration testers,
So
this Kali Linux, this our tools box. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask.
Go ahead,
I
please.
downloaded one Kali from Cisco Networking Academy recently, but it's not like this. It's custom built. I was wondering if it can still work the same. Like it brings out the root terminal and all, but I don't know if it will work as well as this. Did you get my question, sir?
Hello, Big Dave. Can you drop the question in the chat box?
Okay.
When he comes
Okay.
on the call, we'll just let him that you have a question, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello, Blessing. Do you have a question?
Yes, I'm trying to come up with something. I'm coming. I will drop it now. Can you see my page? Can you see what I dropped now? Hello?
In the chat box?
Yes, sir.
No, please. The last message we have is I have downloaded Temas.
All right, I'm back, please.
Okay.
Have you seen it? Hello.
So, hello.
I'm trying to drop something on the chat box. Have you seen it, man?
Okay. Let me see.
The download and the installation. I'm on this page. I don't know. What should I do next?
Okay. Have you installed your what's it called? Your extension pack?
Okay. I
Yeah,
should
so Mr. Jackson,
Yes. Yes, please.
yeah,
Install the
I'm trying
install
to
this.
install the
Okay.
yeah, so sir, I tried to install the um extension pack.
Okay.
So I had a message that is you are about to install a virtual extension pack. Extension packs complement the functionality of VirtualBox and can contain some levels of
Yeah, click on it now. Go ahead and install it.
Okay.
Go on down and run it rather. Then for the lady, have you the lady
Yes,
that sent a screenshot?
I've installed it now.
Okay. Then after that, then go to Kali. Go and install your Kali. So what we'll do now is we'll try to use a scan. We'll be using a tool called mmap. mmap. And what this means, mmap is what is called network mapper, right? Network mapper. So what is used for? It's used for network discovering, to check for version of a web application, and also to check for operating system. So what we'll do now is mmap, what you are like vonweb.com, right? mmap. So this vonweb is a URL. So you don't need to push HTTPS or HTTP. Just type mmap facebook.com, mmap nigeria.com, mmap Ghana, whatever, right? So you click on enter. So you now have to wait to see the outcome, right? Also click on enter. Once you click on enter, it keeps showing you the percentage. So what we are trying to do now is we are trying to see what's on this VonWeb application. So we are trying to target the ports to see what ports are open on the application. So as you can see, only port 80. I bet you try any other website you have there, you will get other you might get other ports that are open, right? So let's check for what version. Let's detect for what version is running on the web application. mmap space small x, capital X, then the target VonWeb. You click on enter to make the scan very fast to see. Wow, this might take time. So we just have to wait and see the outcome of this scan. So as you can see, port 80, this is the version running on the web application, the NGX. So what you do now is you try and see, okay, this, you make a research and see if this whatever is vulnerable. Then if it's vulnerable, then you would start thinking of how to exploit these vulnerabilities, right? So that is that to check for running version. So now let's check for to identify the OS running on this web application, right? The OS means operating system on this web application. And map, you go, and the target on web.com. Press enter to make the scan fast. So we just have to wait and see the outcome. So as you can see, it's on AWS. It's hosted on AWS. So, I mean, right? So let's try to see if we can do some aggressive scan. Map A for aggressive. Okay, vulnweb.com. Right? So, I mean, these are other subdomain IPs on the web application. This. So as we all know, this is hosted on a web on Amazon. Let's check for NS lookup. Let's run a Zen map. So let's do, we're using a Zen map also to do scan. So we use Mmap. So another tool we are using right now, it's Zen map. Zen map will give us a detailed scan. So we'll just wait and see the outcome. Still scanning. So we already know it's, this web application is hosted on this computer Amazons. We already know this. As you can see. So, I mean, these are the IPs on the network. Good luck. So we already know this web application has a firewall.
Sorry, is it possible for us to get these steps? Because a
Yeah,
lot of us aren't following.
yes, I'll send it. I'll drop the commands on the group chat, please.
Thank you.
Please always scan URL you have permission. Don't go scanning people's network. Don't go and scan Putin's Russian. This is why they don't come and look for you. Or Donald Trump's website. Scan URL you have permission to do. As you can see, this Von Web is an open source used for learning, right? So I'm writing a command down. For those who have installed their Kali, follow this command, sudo su. It will ask of, sorry, please. Sudo su. It will ask of password. Your password, you type Kali. When you are typing the Kali, it won't indicate, it won't show, but don't worry, just type Kali. Once you type of Kali, you click on CD, then you should have root/Kali. After that, you click on apt-get update.
Good afternoon.
Then you can all right, someone says I should run the steps to get to the terminal on Kali. Have you installed your Babatunde, have you installed your Kali? Have you installed it? Have you downloaded and installed it?
Yes, I've downloaded and installed it. I've even run it on VirtualBox.
Okay,
So
share
I'm
your
just
screen. Let me share your screen. I will share your screen.
sorry, I
Share.
will send the picture because I'm using my phone to attend this meeting. So I will send the screen. I'll send it as a picture on the comment box.
Okay. Any question? So, I mean, if no question, I mean, that is that. I mean, that's it for today.
Hello.
Hello.
Please, you are well done, sir. I'm very grateful for this that you have done. But because this is the second time I will be attending training on this Kali of a thing, but it's giving me problem. So can you please, probably on the chat box, can you please help us to drop how to download each phase of the downloading and the installation and how we get to this terminal, your terminal, and how we are going to impute, how we are going to check for the network and all those things that you have done now, please. Starting from the steps, as in when we click download the page, we are going to see everything so that we will know the right thing to pick, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so I've sent it to the chat box. I've sent the picture.
Sorry, are we done with the class? Because I can't hear anything.
So I can't hear anything.
Sorry, I don't know, I was mute. When you download the virtual box, then you download the extension plug. After downloading these two, you run it on your system. You try to install it on your system. Then you go to kali.org. Then click on the virtual box, virtual machine. Then you see the virtual, what's it called? ISO, which is 3.4 gig. Simple. So any questions? So we can call it a day.
Yes, please. For
Sorry,
the
I've sent the picture, please.
Oracle Virtual Box, are we using basic mode or expert? I guess
Are
it's
you using
basic mode,
what?
right? Basic mode or expert mode?
So, what I don't understand. Where do you see this basic bone and expert mode again? Let me share my screen again.
Yes, when you install that Oracle Virtual Box Manager, okay,
Huh?
you're going to see basic. When you install Oracle Virtual Box Manager, you're going to see basic mode or expert mode by your right.
Can you share your screen so I know what you're saying, please?
Let me see. I've stopped my camera. Hold on, please.
Share your screen so I mean I can. It's easier for me to walk everybody through
Okay,
from.
okay. This is what I just installed. This is what I'm saying. Can you see it?
Are you sharing your screen?
No, I can't share my screen because I'm not using my phone. I'm not using my system for the Zoom. I'm using for my phone
what
for.
are you
Hold on, can you do a screenshot?
So what are you using
and,
now?
Send it in the
No,
chat
yes,
room. That would be
my
very good.
my video is on.
Can
My
you do
video is on. So
screenshot and
just
send it
click
in
on
the
my.
chat room?
Okay,
Click on my video.
okay, I'll send it.
Eric,
Yes.
hello, Eric, can you hear us?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Hello, Eric, can you hear us? Yeah, please,
Yes, I
kindly
can.
take a screenshot. Yeah, take a screenshot of that and send it to the group chat. You'll be able to see clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, please do that.
Okay, just hold on.
Jackson, please proceed.
Okay, sir. I want to know if I can share my screen on what he's talking about.
Okay, share your screen if you can.
Okay.
Let me know if you're having challenge sharing your screen. Okay. Okay, beautiful.
Perfect. Yes.
So he's talking about the right side where you see basic mode and expert mode.
In today's video, I'll be showing.
Please, I want to ask a question.
Please go ahead and ask the question.
So I tried to install Kali Linux one other time like that, I think last month, but I didn't install VirtualBox. I didn't install VirtualBox. But after installing the Kali Linux, I discovered I can't log in. The password I used when trying to set up the Kali Linux was telling me incorrect password, so I left it like that.
Please,
So I'm
sir,
asking if
what you need to do
that's
is
the
just
reason why.
install it, uninstall it, and restore it again. There's nothing you can do. Just uninstall it. You have to uninstall it, remove the file, and restore it back. That's the only solution. You have to uninstall the Kali and install it back again so that you get the actual password. Then you use the default password, Kali.
Okay, thank you. Then another thing again I want to ask is, usually, does it have to overrun the Windows? Because I discovered that I can't go back to my window 11 again. So I don't know if it has to overrun the window or it's like.
You are good. Who was this? You are good now. Forget about
No. This is
here.
okay. So what should we do from this page?
Have you run the what's it called, the extension pack?
Yes.
You've done that. Okay, now
Yes.
try to install your what's it called now, your Kali Linux. Now I just dropped a video on the YouTube the platform, so we can all go there and watch how to install the virtual Kali Linux on the VirtualBox.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'll take it to hospital later.
So
All
yeah,
right.
please, have you seen the picture I sent to the?
Yes, I saw the screenshots now. I saw the screenshot. Scroll to the chat. You see the steps I wrote down so that you can the step you need to follow so that you can start making use of your command. Just follow these commands. Just watch the video. You understand everything.
How about some of us that has been logged out, like I've been logging out and in continuously because of my network now, and each time I come back in, the chat is cleared.
It's telling you what?
Each time I come back in, there will be the previous chat would have gone off. Like I don't have the chat again.
So have you installed the Kali? If you've installed the Kali on your system, that shouldn't be a problem now.
Oh, okay.
As long as you install it and it has downloaded on your system, That shouldn't be a problem now. It's if you've not installed it on your system, it will stop. Then you have to restart again to make sure you've downloaded everything on your system.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you
I have a question, sir.
same time on Saturday, next week Saturday, hopefully.
I have a question, sir.
What
Can
question?
we is the class over?
Can
Hello, Mr. Jackson. Please, are you done?
Yeah, I'm here, please.
Okay, so please drop your questions in the chat box. And please join the WhatsApp page, the committee page. Please join, because we'll be sharing the slides and then the recordings on that WhatsApp group, please.
So what's the question? What's your question, sir?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the training and all of that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, what are sometimes I've had a question. When I was asked the basic tools for scanning, as in I was only familiar with this Nmap and I think one other tools like that. So when the question is put across about the basic tool for scanning in terms of cybersecurity, is it only these ones or we have other tools that we can make use of?
There are a lot of tools you can make use of depending on what kind of scan you want to make. You can do that tools if you want to use for internal pen test, you want to use for external, but Nmap does external, internal. So it depends on the kind of scan, but the major scan tool for testing is you have Nmap, you have Mascan, you have Nexus, Nexpo. There are just plenty depending on the scan you want to make.
It's okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. If no questions, I'll see you next week Saturday. All right.
Okay,
Hello,
sir.
sir,
Thank you,
please.
sir. But
Hello,
our
sir.
attendance is not the attendance link is not working, but I don't know.
Thank
Please.
you,
Hello, Mr.
sir.
Jackson. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yes,
I can
please.
hear you.
Please, sorry for trying to bring you back. I actually have a little challenge because I want to know if I was doing the right thing or I have to cancel and follow yours. Okay, so I was trying to install Kali Linux, like I said earlier, on my system, and then I was seeing an option UEFI BIOS, and I was kind of confused on which one to go for. But now I discovered that my Windows 11, I can no longer go back to my Windows 11. Let me know if that is how it works or I'm doing the wrong thing.
You cannot go back to, what do you mean by you can't go back to your Windows level machine again? Mean you can't have access to your physical Windows
And I can't have access
machine.
to my Windows. So what happens once I boot the system? What
Oh,
comes up is
you
Kali.
wait, you boot your system?
You said?
Did you boot the system or you were trying to install Kali on your virtual box?
No, like this is before now. This is now that you're bringing up VirtualBox. I wasn't like then. I was trying to use I wasn't using a VirtualBox. So
Okay,
I'm just
you try to boot your system.
yes directly. So when
Oh,
it boots, what I saw was Kali Linux booting.
now I understand. Now I understand. So what do you want to do?
So I'm asking now if I have to probably like reinstall Windows again and go through VirtualBox, or is there a way I can navigate? I just need you. You are the teacher here, so I need you to put me through, please.
Now I think you have to reinstall your Windows again. What you should have done is this: you should have use a what's it called, flash drive to try to boot it from your flash drive. So anytime you remove your flash drive, you still have your physical. So what you need to do now, you have to restore your Windows again, because automatically you've turned your system to a Linux machine.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I'll do that.
So that's the essence. You need to use a virtual box to save the Linux on a virtual box, so it won't affect your physical machine. So anything you want to do, it will be on that virtual box. Even on that virtual box, you can even install another Windows 11 on that same virtual box. So you can have your physical Windows 11 and also have a Windows 11 installed on your virtual box too.
Okay, sorry, please.
Thank
I
you
don't know
so
if you
much.
can
I
hear
really
me.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Please, I just want to ask this following question. Someone, I don't know if I'm audible enough. Yeah, someone asked a question earlier, asking about either to use a basic mode or expert mode. I think that's what I have on my own Oracle Virtual box too. So, am I installing the Kali on this virtual box? Also in relation to this last question asked.
Now, this is how it works. Once you install your Kali Linux, you extract it. You see something like a file, like a book.
Yes.
Once
Yes.
you click extract it, you see like a two cube. One is blue and one is red.
Okay.
Then right click on the blue one. It will bring the interface, a Kali interface for you.
Okay. Okay. So just do extract all, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It will bring out two cube.
Extraction was not completed.
Then you have to re-extract it again.
Okay. All right. No problem. Maybe I'll let me not slow you down. And so that we just
please. I dropped the window. I dropped the video on YouTube.
The video,
just
yeah.
follow. Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
All
Please, sir,
right.
can you drop the link to the video to the YouTube stuff to
I just did that. Check the chat. I did that.
The chat or the WhatsApp? The chat itself, yeah.
Okay, you mean the WhatsApp? Should I drop it on the WhatsApp? Is that what you're saying?
Hello, sir. Did you hear what I just said?
It will drop it on the. It will help you drop it on the WhatsApp. Is that okay?
Okay, please. Can you also drop the steps and the code to run on the WhatsApp so that we can have access to it?
Okay. Hold on.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think that's all for now. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Lastly, if you have not written your attendance, it's very, very important because it's only people that get that have what's it called, that have their meal here today, that are going to be getting their attendance. So if you don't have, if you are still having challenge with your attendance, please ensure you don't leave the call until you feel it. Do you understand? Ensure you don't leave the call until you feel it. I want to appreciate everyone. Today we had over 225 people that joined this call. It's been very massive, and I want to appreciate you all for your time. So next week again, we are going to be taking another two. So you have the opportunity to use this week to engage Jackson on the chat. So on today, I'm going to be leaving the chat down to maybe around 4 p.m. If we don't have anybody that is spamming the chat room, we're going to be leaving it to 4 p.m. so that I can be able to ask the two consultants, both Inilua and Jackson, any form of questions that you're having. So once we close the chat section, we open it again on Monday or Tuesday, either of the days. We open it for like 2 hours, maybe in the evening, so that everybody can be able to ask their questions, whatever challenge that they be having. So if you have been using your phones this morning, don't forget, we're going to send the recording to you. And then I want to assure you that you will all be able to do what has been taught today. Thank you very much for your time. You can still go back, tell your friends, the family members who don't have the opportunity to pay a very large sum for this. Don't forget that you cannot see this kind of opportunity anywhere, and I mean it. So tell them to take this chance. Tell them to come for the class next week, Saturday again. And by God's grace, we will all have a time to celebrate together. Thank you very much for our coordinator for today. And that is Madam Alberta. And she's the Chief Operating Officer of the Panoramic Synergy Enterprise,
All
Ghana.
right.
And,
Mr.
thank you very much.
Jackson,
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Thank
Can you hear
you.
me?
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Jackson?
No, he has to step out of the call.
Are you on the call, please?
No, it's no longer on the call.
He's no
Jackson
longer on the
on.
call. All right. So I just want to take the opportunity to thank everyone that made time to join in today's session. I'm sorry for the lapses. We'll get it better next week, Saturday. And please, as he already said, the slides and the recordings will be sent on the WhatsApp page. So do well to join that community page. And thank you so much for your time once again. I'm Alberta Newman. See you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Okay, bye
Thank
everyone.
you.
See you. Yeah, see you on WhatsApp and see you over the weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye to
All right,
you.
bye, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Bye.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mom. See you next
Thank
week.
you. All right, see you next week. Thank you.
Bye. See you next week.
All right. Next week.
Bye. Hear you guys next week since we didn't see each other.
Bye. Thank you for your time.